Alright, so I'm seeing a couple things. One being the club, we want to feel like it's staying out, pushing out. Now, what do I mean by pushing out? Well, I like to see some distance between your hands and your right shoulder. So, let's just look at Matsuyama. He's a pretty hot player. Where's the club when it's parallel to the ground? Well, it would be just slightly to the left of his hands if he was looking at it from the club head slightly outside his hands. Now watch his right elbow coming down. See, his right elbow's below his left. So it's pointed at the ground more. Now you've got a little bit of an issue with your right shoulder, so your right elbow doesn't like to do this. Right. What will that do to the club shaft? Well, it would open it, but what else would it do? It would change the angle. It would shallow it out.
Yes.
Right? And that's what causes you to hit from the inside more, is a shallower angle of attack, which is created in the transition phase when your hips go and that right elbow starts to drop under. Now, do I say do that? No, I don't say do that. I'm just saying this is the reason. That club is coming down too steep there. For your swing, the club should be a little more through the elbow. Now, can you play from there? Yeah, you can, but you're going to lose distance, because the outside in swing is going to create more spin, more side spin, and it's going to give you less distance. And I mean, not that distance is important, but I think your dispersion is also going to be affected. Your path there is probably 4 degrees to the left. So how do we fix it? Well, I think it's easy, really. We're just going to make your swing a little flatter. Now, what do we mean by flatter? Deeper. Your hands are inside here, and then they come over the top. Why don't we take it back outside and drop it in? Why don't we get the club head to stay to the outside of the hands? And I would rather you, at the top, I'd rather your hands be working down, not out. Well, I think it's in the takeaway. I think under, anytime you're that far inside, you're going to come over. So, how do we fix it? Well, we're going to create more tilt this way. In the transition, I want you to feel like your right shoulder's working down. Now, I don't like to think about that while you're playing. I think it's something you're going to work on. Just work on the feeling of dropping that right shoulder, feeling like your back's staying to the target a little bit longer, feeling like your hands are working down. If you create side bend or tilt, side tilt, you can create a vertical drop. But it's not something to go to the course with. What I would say is, let's do it with ball position. I'm going to put your swing up here. We're going to do it with ball position, and we're going to do it with your ball position. If we push the ball back 1 inch, or even a half a ball, we're going to change the path of your swing, because the golf ball is going to be hit more from the inside. So why change your swing? This would be the fix for the course. This is the fix I suggest right now. And then feeling like you're staying out, that's not a bad thing. I want you to turn your right foot in to help stabilize the right knee. Watch how your weight gets to the outside. See how that right knee collapses in there? So, to fix that, you just turn this foot in a little bit. That'll create resistance in that right leg. So a little more resistance on the backswing. Good shoulder turn though. There's impact. So, and what's going on here is you like to look at the ball out of your right eye. You love that because look how you turn your head. So that's not a bad thing. You just have to be aware sometimes you get in front of it. Like right there, you're not in front, but you can see the face is open there, right? Yeah. What do you notice about that impact position there?
It's not. I always think of impact being closer to my front leg than that, but I don't know.
Well, look at the separation in the arms.
Yeah.
So what is that? What's the root cause of that? Well, thrusting will force you to bend, but also how high are your hands right here? They're very high. So getting deeper and lower and more extended with your arms, feeling, that's what I was saying when I was feeling, I want you to feel like you're getting wider. Feel more extension. You know what I'm saying? Right. That. Yeah, well, you're going to turn your shoulders and move the ball back. Turn your shoulders meaning create a little more of this. So we're not gonna like change your swing. We're just gonna change your setup, create a little more side bend, a little more of this, tilt, just fractionally, and close the shoulders a little bit. And we're gonna check your path after that because I think it'll be a lot better. Yeah, I'm happy with this swing. Yeah, you see how your weight sags to the outside of that foot. So that's a bit of a concern for me. I think you lose your stability there a little bit. The right elbow, it always gets a little stuck. And that's because, again, it's hard for you to this external rotation is difficult for you. That's where you run into some problems. When you look at pros, tour players in that position, there's more extension. Watch how the right elbow, see how much lower that right elbow is? It's right up against this side. There's lots of ways to deliver the club. I'm not saying that you can't deliver it square from there.
No, I mean, I'm looking at my swing more shallow.
You see how he gets that right elbow and more in front? Creates that lean in the shaft there. And you can see the extension in that lead arm. So that's really what I want. It's more the lead arm. That trail arm, yeah, it could get more extended, but it's more the lead arm there. I think you get a little anxious with your lower body there a bit. See how your hips get way out in front there and your arms are still a little behind you there? If you could get your arms down a little and more in front of you.
Right.
We're saying the same thing. Eventually, if you just work on extending the right arm, right, that would be a good practice drill. You ever watch Justin Rose? Right before he swings, he's doing this.
Yeah.
He's working on that move. He's trying to get this arm down and the club back in front of him.